Welcome to the STEAM Maker Workshop, a very special place here in San Diego, one that brings teachers and students together, allows them to use their coding skills, their creativity to invent. I'm Courtney Dwyer. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to introduce you to some community leaders that are making science and technology fun for our future. Stay with us. Cox San Diego Connection starts right now.
Coded this mainly in C, not C++, which was interesting because I'd never done that before.
Welcome to the beautiful STEAM Maker Workshop. This is an incredible place here in San Diego. Our first guest today, Brian Alvaro, the president of STEAM. Hello, thank you so much for being here. What an incredible workshop you have here. You have to be proud of this place.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for coming and interviewing. Yes, I'm very proud of this place. We've been around for almost a year now, and we've had tremendous success in providing STEM and STEAM programs out to the community.
Let's talk a little bit about what STEM, what all of that means for people who are not familiar with it.
Okay, well, STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and math, and is generally used for an acronym to integrate creativity and sciences in education.
And you guys do a lot. You do a lot with students, you do a lot with teachers. What happens in here on a daily basis?
What we do is we provide professional development services for teachers, for the county, for the district, for mentors, provide classes for programming, biology, forensics, and bring them here and show them a different creativity, a space where they can have the suspension of disbelief and become much more integrated in their environment and have a project-based learning environment that is more akin to the learning process.
Have a lot of different sections here in the STEAM Maker Workshop. Is each room a different workshop? And if so, what happens in each area?
They are. We have several workshop areas in our workshop here. The first main one here is, of course, our space room, and basically it's electronics, computer programming, things where most of our professional development happens, the main classroom. But we also have the bio lab where we do DNA, forensics, entomology, a lot of earth sciences. We have algae, a lot of the very lab and earth science, wet lab type stuff in that room. We have the high altitude exploration center, and we do a lot of programs that have to do with space, the environment, the atmosphere, hydrological cycle. And then we have the haberdashery, which is our historical workshop, I would say, and we provide art, costuming. There's a lot of cosplayers here in San Diego, so we do a lot of that. It's open space for robot builders to work on projects, sewing. A lot of what we do tends to focus on future technology. Here at the workshop, in the haberdashery, is particularly where we want to focus on past technology. In order to be able to focus on inventing, you have to learn the skills of the past. That comes from metallurgy, comes from leather crafting, comes from basic hand skills like that, and that's kind of what we focus that program in.
Yeah, definitely. Brian, what is your background? What led you to here? What brought you here? You guys have been around, like you said, for a year. You've been the president for that full year. How did you end up here?
Well, I started off as an engineer and joined the Navy, and ultimately became a STEM outreach officer for the Navy, and enjoyed the community projects that we did, the experiments reaching the children and the kids and students. And in 2014, we had our first STEAM Maker Festival. And at the end of that festival, a lot of the administrators and educators were like, well, now what? And so my partner and I decided, let's answer this now what, and let's open the STEAM Maker Workshop, and together with our wives, opened this place in last February and hadn't had a day off since.
Oh, well, that's a good thing, though, right?
It's a great thing. It's a great
Your
thing.
wives may not agree, but
Right,
you guys
right.
have been doing a lot here. So much success in this last year. What makes this place so unique and special here in San Diego?
Well, what makes the STEAM Maker Workshop and STEAM in general, unique and special, is that it allows for the diversity of various backgrounds to come together and collaborate on projects and things that normally would not be able to be solved with one particular mindset. So having the ability to gather educators, technologists, artists from varying backgrounds and varying ethnicities and life experiences, and collaborating in a great environment where you can solve a problem or a project.
That sets a tone for our future as far as the way we view education now, the way we deal with education. What type of response are you getting from teachers and students who get to spend some time here with you?
Yeah, well, overwhelmingly positive response. What we do is help integrate the technology into the classroom, provide lesson plans, curriculum, help integrate technology in the classroom, professional development, develop tinker spaces for the school or the site where they want it to go, for anywhere from a classroom to a nonprofit organization who wants to develop something for the community. We also have the STEAM Maker festivals at the end of the year. This year we will have 2, but the STEAM Maker festivals are the culmination of science and STEAM technology community programs that are happening throughout the community, and we bring everybody together and celebrate and provide resources and bring the community, industry, educators all together under one roof to say, hey, these are the resources, these are the programs, and everybody seems to have a really great time and helps proliferate STEM and STEAM programs.
You guys have some other annual events too. Tell us about those. Where can people see you out in the community?
Oh gosh, we are in a lot of different programs throughout the year, but our main 2 are the STEAM Maker festivals. This year there's one at the county fair as part of the San Diego County Fair.
Great.
June 15 and 16, and one on December 3rd at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
Brian, what do you like most about your job? What keeps you here?
What I like most about my job is that I get to meet a lot of new and interesting people and collaborate on projects that I did not know were there were projects out there that we didn't know that were issues, and solving different programs and creating new things and getting to play and tinker and do things and take things apart, put things together and solve education problems. It's really fun.
Sounds like it, and I can tell you love your job. For people who want to find out more, maybe come down and visit you, where can they find more information?
They can find out more on our websites. That's steammakerworkshop.com or steammaker.org for our festivals, or they can just email me. Okay. I'll be happy to talk to anybody. I think I'm a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, you are. You've been great today, and people can stop in and they can see how incredible this place is. I got a mini tour when I got here today, but man, oh man, there's so much to see and do here. Such a special place.
Absolutely. Please come on by anytime. I will be happy to give anybody a tour and show what we do and provide any kind of help they might need. All
right, Brian Alvara, thank you so much, President of STEAM. We appreciate your time, and thank you so much for letting us in here today.
Well, thank you for visiting the STEAM Maker Workshop. I look forward to seeing you guys again soon.
We'll be back, yeah. When we come back, more on technology and science here in San Diego. Stay with us.
I'm Audra Stafford with Broadway San Diego, and we're excited to announce the 2016 Ben Vereen Awards.
You've got to get up every morning.
Named after the iconic stage and screen performer Ben Vereen, don't miss this local talent competition sponsored by San Diego County Credit Union to ultimately find the top high school musical theater talents in the country.
Sapphire skies, feasting your belly.
The day.
For more information on this exciting competition, visit benvereenawards.com.
Every child deserves a level playing field to compete on. But for some children, that's just not the reality. In today's world, without a connection to the internet, children are not on a level playing field. That's why Cox Communications is proud to be a partner in the Connect to Compete program. Find out how you can join the effort at connecttocompete.org/Cox. Because every child deserves a fair chance to compete.
Welcome back to Cox San Diego Connection. We are here today at the Steam Maker Workshop, a beautiful room full of lots of inventions, lots of cool stuff. Our next guest today, Tom Paulus, the Regional Manager of Code Day. Hello, thank you for being here with us today.
Hi there.
Code Day, let's start and define what that is for people at home who are wondering about that. What exactly is Code Day?
So Code Day is a 24-hour programming marathon for middle school through college students, and we really aim at educating students about technology, computer science, and getting them excited about programming.
So being in a room like this, how does this make you feel? Is this so exciting for you or what?
This is a pretty cool room.
It is really cool room. Code Day, who is Code Day for? I know you mentioned, students and whatnot, but specifically when you think about the people who get the most benefit out of it, who's it for?
Code Day is targeted primarily to students, middle school through college, and we really target any student who is interested in computers whatsoever, artists, designers, anyone really, who's excited about computer science and wants to learn more. We don't require any experience to go into Code Day. If you have an interest, we do workshops for our attendees. We teach them everything they need to know about computer science and programming before the event starts, really, so they have something to go off of and start building their first project.
When we talk about projects, middle school kids, high school kids, this is something that's becoming kind of a trend in school now, projects and different engineering, technology-based stuff. How do you get the kids interested in this type of stuff? Is it something that you're seeing a lot more in schools now, or is it something that you go to the school and say, hey, look, this is what we're doing, we want you guys to be a part of this?
So we work together with teachers and help them to bring Code Day into their classrooms, get their students excited about Code Day. Some teachers offer a little bit of extra credit to share their projects after they come back from the event. We really work together with teachers to help promote the event. And project-based learning is something that's becoming much more popular in schools nowadays, and Code Day really caters to that, as students get together, form their teams organically, and build their own projects and what they feel excited about building at Code Day.
So when you're there at Code Day, what's the best part of your job?
So at Code Day, I get to see a whole bunch of really, really awesome students, and every time they blow me out of the water with what they build. And I set the expectations really, really high from event to event, and every time they just blow it out of the water. And every time they make amazing new apps. And I get to work with the next generation technologists and see what they are going to do in the future.
Any special inventions or anything that jumps out at you that has really impacted you, or anything you always remember from one of these events?
So year to year, Twitter is always a really, really fun thing to build. Twitter bots are the thing to build at Code Day. They're actually what we do in our beginner Python workshops. We teach how to make a Twitter bot that does all sorts of interesting things.
How would you explain a Twitter bot to someone who's not familiar with them?
Twitter bots tweet things whenever they feel like it, and tweet whatever they really feel like. Sometimes they're targeted at the staff, like at Tom Paulus is really interesting, or that was one that we had back in February. I got a lot of tweet notifications on that one. And it's a really good way to get them started using APIs, which are integrations for web services like Twitter, Facebook, weather apps. Most services have integrations which students can work with and expand upon those apps.
And Code Day is really, as you mentioned earlier, 3 days throughout the year. How can people find out more about these events, and what do they need to do to be a part of it?
So we have 3 Code Days a year, one in November, one in February, and one in May. We host them in 23-ish cities across the country, all on the same day.
Wow.
And they can find more at codeday.org.
What do you like most about your job, Tom?
I get to work with a whole bunch of really, really awesome students. They do all sorts of amazing things, and I get to work with the next generation of students, teaching them and getting them started in technology.
When you talk about that, what is the future in technology based on what you're seeing and based on what you're a part of?
So what I see the future as is a whole bunch of really, really awesome independent projects. Computer AI is becoming much more popular and doing automation and self-built projects and all sorts of really, really awesome things that we really don't know what's coming yet.
I think that's the beauty of all of this, especially being in a room like this. They're pulling different things out from every corner. Anything else you want to add today, Tom?
We really invite anyone to go to Code Day. Come by. If you can't afford to go to Code Day, send us an email. We'll take care of you. And really, it's a really awesome event, and almost all the students who go to the event have a really, really awesome time.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Tom Paulus, the regional manager for Code Day. Thank you. When we come back, more from Cox San Diego Connection, talking about technology and engineering here in San Diego.
Hello, I'm Sian Guerra, and I'm joined by Rylan Madison, Director of Product Marketing for Cox Communications. Today we're talking about Cox Home Life. Rylan, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Sian.
So we all know that Cox Home Life is about security and protecting your home and your family, but it's also about monitoring. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, we're going into this El Nino year, so that's a perfect example of how you would want to monitor your home. So we have everything a security system would have: the window, the door sensors, smoke detector, carbon monoxide. We also have flood detection. So like I said, we're going into this El Nino year. You might want to keep an eye on your house, and maybe it's, you know, a mudslide coming down that hill, or maybe it's a broken water pipe. You'll be able to be alerted when there is a flood in your home, when there is water damage taking place. And you can lessen the damage by simply getting to your house sooner and taking those things out of the water and protecting those things. So that's one way you can monitor your house. Another way is, well, you get an alert, the flood detector has gone off. Do you rush home or do you not rush home? So with cameras, you can set up cameras in your house, and you take a look at the camera and see what's actually going on. And we have another feature that you can subscribe to called continuous video recording. So you can record a day up to 10 days. So you can go back in time. And then lastly, how do you get alerted? So you can set up rules. And they're really easy to set up. It steps you through every piece of the process. So I could set up a rule that sends me a text message or an email when that flood detector goes off. Let me know, and also send me a video clip from the camera that alerts me and shows me what's actually going on. So Cox Home Life is more than just protecting your home, but it's also monitoring and controlling and offering you that peace of mind to watch out for your family, even when you're not home.
A lot of great options available to everyone. Thank you, Rylan, so much for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you, Sam.
For more information about Cox Home Life, visit cox.com.
Cox is proud to support Junior Achievement San Diego and the more than 14,000 students served through JA BizTown each year. JA BizTown uses hands-on activities and real-life situations to inspire students to succeed in today's world. And part of today's world includes practicing safe online behavior. Cox Communications invites you to take charge of your family's digital life by visiting cox.com/takecharge for resources and tips on how you can protect your family's online safety.
Do your children have what they need to succeed in school? Students with a computer and internet at home have a higher graduation rate than those without. And while more teachers assign homework online, having internet access at home is critical to the education and future of our youth. If your child is part of the National School Lunch Program and you have not had Cox Internet, you may qualify for the Connect to Compete program to get discounted internet service. Call 855-222-3252 or visit connecttocompete.org/Cox to apply.
Welcome back to the Steam Maker Workshop here in San Diego. Our next guest, Jodi Diamond, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Oceanside. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting us.
Staying on the science and technology beat today, we're in this fabulous room here to talk about a special program you guys are implementing now. Tell us about that.
Well, we have an organization-wide STREAM program: science, technology, research, engineering, arts, and math. And we added the R in because we felt that it was vital for youth to see that you actually have to do research to be able to then come up and problem solve and use all the skills that are necessary to actually implement amazing STREAM programs.
Now, Jodi, you get to work with kids on a daily basis. You get to see what's going on in their minds, in front of them, as far as whether it's art or on the computer. How are you seeing technology and science change the way our children are thinking and the way they're doing daily assignments?
I think there's been a beautiful blend of STREAM to the old-fashioned old-fashioned ways of when we were growing up, where we, pulled things out of our garage and all piled it in the middle, and, after school would just decide what we wanted to build. There's been like a real shift of being able to come back to that, but also adding in the integration of technology. So there is a beautiful blend of going back to old school, where you are problem solving, you are using analytical skills, you are doing the team building in the sense of negotiating with those that you're working with, and being able to integrate it in a way that comes up with a product that they can be proud of, and one that maybe doesn't work the first time, so it fails and then they have to redo. So I think all of that aspect of using technology and integrating it in a way that is organic has, really moved us forward in a beautiful.
What's the average age of some of the kids that you're working with?
We work with youth kindergarten through 12th grade. So we've expanded in the last 9 years from serving 250 youth a day to now serving over 1,100 youth a day across 8 sites. So we've had this exponential growth, and through that have really raised the caliber of programming, raised the caliber of staff to be able to integrate these stream curriculum.
For people who are watching this and maybe not Boys and Girls Club related, but different programs out there that help children do what you're doing, what's your focus? How is this working for you? What's worked, what hasn't worked?
I'll preface it by saying I'm a former educator. So once an educator, always an educator. And so we're able to really complement what's happening during the daytime. But what we're able to do in the after-school world is roll up our sleeves and actually get dirty and do it. So we're not confined to the state standards of testing and having to teach to test. We're able to break the boundaries of youth to actually be creative. Using those ability to collaborate with the school district, but also, moving it to the after-school world really helps us have youth be able to, no matter what age, be able to integrate into STREAM curriculum.
What do you like most about your job?
Everything. Everything. I'm blessed. I love what I do, and I do what I love, but I think for what we have been able to really accomplish is providing a kaleidoscope of opportunities for youth to find their passion, whatever that might be. And that's where the STREAM comes in. For some, they may love the science aspect. For others, it may be engineering. For others, it may be the arts. We have an amazing dance program. So it's not about just, having them go into one aspect. It's showing them all of it so that they can say, I don't really like this, but I know about it. Or, I really gravitate towards this particular emphasis. Our Youth of the Year, we just were awarded, Julie Hernandez was awarded the title of San Diego County Youth of the Year. It's a national program through Boys and Girls Club of America, and she now gets to go on to compete in Sacramento against the entire Pacific region, and has the opportunity to maybe go on to nationals and earn up to $50,000 of college scholarships.
Wow.
This is a youth who is science-driven, and she is 16, going to graduate a year early from El Camino High School with a 4.6 GPA.
Oh my goodness.
And she didn't have that passion until she became involved with the Boys and Girls Club and the amazing staff.
There's your motivation story of the day, right?
There's several. We have many of them.
Now, for educators, parents out there who are watching this, what's your message to them as far as the way we can use technology and science in our everyday lives to motivate our kids?
I think that there needs to be a blend, because technology can be used on the negative aspect as well. And so really, it's not only monitoring, we're having this kind of debate now, it's not just monitoring your child with technology, it's teaching them how to assimilate what they will see on technology with what they know they should be doing. So I think that there needs to be a little shift on how we're using technology, that it can be used in wonderful, wonderful ways. And it's also really important to put the technology down and do this, to talk, to engage with people. There's everything in moderation, and I believe that technology needs that mantra as well.
Jodi, anything else you want to add today?
We welcome anyone to come down and visit our Boys and Girls Club. We did a $650,000 renovation a few years ago to really bring it up to a cutting-edge facility. We're looking to expand and create a culinary arts teaching kitchen, a performing arts center, and a STREAM lab. So
wow,
we're looking
incredible.
to build on to what we're able to offer our youth, so that they too can someday fill our shoes and do the amazing
do this
work.
too, right? All right. Jodi Diamond, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time and appreciate what you're doing for our kids as well.
Thank you.
Hey, when we come back, a special story. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. Cox San Diego Connection. We'll be right back.
I can't wait to make new friends, to go on an adventure, to explore new worlds, to have fun. I can't wait to be a Girl Scout. Start the fun now. Join Girl Scouts today at joingirlscouts.com.
Do your children have what they need to succeed in school? Students with a computer and internet at home have a higher graduation rate than those without. And while more teachers assign homework online, having internet access at home is critical to the education and future of our youth. If your child is part of the National School Lunch Program and you have not had Cox Internet, you may qualify for the Connect to Compete program to get discounted internet service. Call 855-222-3252 or visit connecttocompete.org/Cox to apply.
Welcome back. In keeping with the STEAM theme, we're going to now introduce you to a builder that is using his coding skills and his creativity to create something out of this world. In a galaxy not too far away, Cox Communications employee John Bovair is hard at work. But today he's focused on a different type of technology, droids.
You can do what are called gestures. With the gesture, you can have them play songs.
John is part of the R2 Builders nationwide organization.
What the group does is kind of a collaborative where we all get together and we share ideas on how we build these different units.
The robots he recreates are replicas of the droids from the Star Wars movie franchise.
So the process of building an R2-D2 or any one of the other astromech droids is first deciding what it is you want to do, what are the capabilities you might want. Do you want it to drive around? Do you want it just to entertain the people? What do you want it to look like?
He's built two functional replicas, the well-known R2-D2.
This particular unit, so his head spins, everything lights up, he drives around. There's some panels that open up, his arms will come out. It's really the limit. We try to replicate anything that it does in the movies.
And his predecessor, R5-D4, who had a small part in the first Star Wars movie and a bigger role in the Nerdist music video, Bad Motivator.
She said I was destined to end up like poor old Red, burned out and busted like Mama said.
As you go, you learn how to drill things, you learn how to cut things. There is so much that is involved with building these. It can be as complex as you dream or as simple. And you'll see different doors and different parts that open up in the movies, so I've tried to replicate the same thing. Every part on here has a name. Every part has a theoretical purpose. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't.
The droids make plenty of appearances, from the Star Wars celebrations in Los Angeles to the Big Bay Balloon Parade and, of course, San Diego's own Comic-Con. But it's the charity events like visiting kids at Children's Hospital and participating in Make-A-Wish events that John cherishes the most.
When you bring a droid, it kind of pushes people over the top. The kids love seeing them, they love being able to touch them. And when you're taking them on a visit and you show them to somebody who's not feeling so well, it perks them up. Just to make somebody's day, I like to make people laugh, and that's its own reward in itself.
The next reward will be for his daughter when he finishes building R2 Elsa, a Frozen-themed droid.
And so the plan is to have it, like, arms will open up and shoot out some snow and some fun stuff.
A hobby turned into a passion that's bringing these big screen stars to life. That wraps up this edition of Cox San Diego Connection. For more information, you can always go to our website, 4sd.com. Thank you so much for joining us.